Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 122 for the week after Easter, April 2022.
All right.
I am your host. Yep. What do you think about that? Lots of twos this year. It's good. I'm your host, Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Dave.
Hello.
And on my right by Neil.
Hello.
And news to me, Pilch is not on the show this week. So I've been sitting here thinking, where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
Despite him saying he wasn't coming this week.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, whatever. I'm not.
It's almost like you don't pay attention.
It's almost like that, isn't it? Shocking behavior. Anyway, gentlemen, it's good to be with you tonight. I know we've got a fair bit to move on to. So without further ado,
my research.
You forgot to do your research?
Yeah.
On the first thing that we're going into?
Not on the first thing we're going into.
Oh, okay. Well, the first thing we're going into is pretty much your department anyway, which is, of course, footy and the Fantasy League.
Yes. Let's not talk about tonight, shall we?
Tonight?
Tonight.
Or talk about it?
Yeah, we're not talking about it tonight.
Why? What
because
happened?
I did shit.
Oh, mate.
Scrolled that up. However, big news this week, I've got to be honest. Scott Patton, despite not changing his team, got 56 points from nowhere, which is pretty impressive. Whereas I had looked at my team, made some subs and got it all sorted, and I got 41 points.
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, I didn't, I ended up, I don't think I changed anything on my team. And I was like, oh, no. And I actually did all right and bounced up to, I'm okay. I'm in second place.
Yeah,
and
Christian's having a massive wobble.
I'm having my eyes on the top spot now, Vince. I'm coming for you, you schlag.
20 points in it now between you two.
Yeah, it's okay. I just want that Canadian one too. However it ends, we'll be gracious.
Just like the World Cup.
Yeah,
that's this year's World Cup, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all to play for.
Well, not all to play for, is it?
Well, we still have the cup coming, as we mentioned before. So that's in a couple of weeks' time. I think that's game week 36, right?
I believe we worked out that 36 will be the first week. Some people get buys based on how well they do in week 35, I believe.
All right, look, pay attention, everyone. This is how it works. This is how it's going down. I'm assuming most people have a wild card left in their pocket. If you don't, then tough. You don't have a wild card left, Neil?
Nope.
Oh dear.
No, just my son's been dropping points on transfers nearly every week for about 2 months because he played all his stuff early. Right. But he's still doing better than me. It's quite annoying.
There's no rhyme or reason to this. I mean, I'm sure there is if you go talk, if you take a look at the people who really are. I mean, I'm in another league, and there's a guy in that league who's like 250 points ahead of me.
That's insane.
Like, how?
He must be just all over it all the time. And
I don't know. I mean, I've been in leagues with him for a long time, so I mean, he's always done okay. But yeah, he's just having a cracker. But there you go. There's no rhyme or reason. I mean, I didn't put any effort in. I forgot to change my team, and there you go. I had a good week. So,
well, I should probably mention Tim Kelly's effort there. He
had a stonker.
Yeah, he did very well. He got 93 points last week, which was considerably more than most. Paul Davies, also near the bottom of the league, 79. So yeah. I did noticeably shitter than everybody else, I'd say, last week. So I left Dennis on the bench last week, and he actually scored and got 2 bonus points. And I was like, that's quite annoying.
That's 8 points on the bench for me and you. See, I had another guy, Barnes, I think.
Ashley Barnes.
Scored 12 points, but he was on my bench.
Ooh,
but luckily,
that's
my Chelsea defender, Rudiger, who wasn't going to really pick up much this week anyway, after they took their slapping from Arsenal, didn't play. So my 12 points got subbed in. So yeah, I was pleased with that. So.
You can't grumble.
Anyway, So anyways, So if you have got your wild card, look ahead to game week 36. Where are we now? Game week 35.
No.
34? 34.
Honestly, don't know, because it's all weird because people have got games in hand and stuff.
36 is the one to look out for. There's tons of double games on that game week. And then it settles down for 37 and then
38 is the final week when everyone plays at the same time on the Sunday, I believe.
Yeah. Anyway, it's all good. Okay, that's Fantasy League. Seal, Twitch, and YouTube.
Neil's been on it.
Not really, not as much this week.
No,
I've not been doing as many videos this week. I don't even know how many I have done this week. Maybe 1 or 2. I've been playing less Elden Ring as a starter, so.
Are you going to talk about Elden Ring
I
later?
will talk about the Elden Ring, but yeah, that's where the source of my videos comes from. So, less Elden Ring means less videos generally, and
right. Well, you've put in a good shift on those videos. You know, generated some back and forth amongst some members of the community and whatnot. You've done well.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, you're welcome. You can have a Twix. Yeah, I haven't really done much.
This is my Twix.
Neil is showing us a couple of beer bottles there for those who are listening. Yeah, so I haven't really done much this week. I think it was slightly slack this week, but there you go. So such is life. Anything on the Discord? Nothing to report.
Nothing
Anyone
major.
new? Any noobs? Scott Patton joined again, or was that last week? We already did.
I think that was last week, but I can't remember.
It was last. Yeah, it's all rolling into one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's not dwell on those. Let's get on to the tweets and the emails. Now, I've got a tweet here from friend of the show, Pilch.
Who's he?
Some guy.
Some geezer.
He says, how many Shubunkins would it take to take down an orca?
Right.
I had to look up what a Shubunkin was.
Yeah, that was my homework that I forgot to do, that I just did while we were...
That's all right. Dave sounds as though he's handling this question for us.
So, for those unaware, a Shubunkin is... it's like a goldfish. I think it's a crossbreed goldfish.
I could read out the Wikipedia description if you want.
Go on then.
Shubunkins, Japanese, I can't read that, it's Japanese, are a hardy, single-tailed goldfish with nacreous scales and a pattern known as calico. Shubunkins are of Japanese origin.
Oh.
It was created, by Yoshigoro Akiyama, hopefully that pronunciation wasn't too awful, by crossing calico telescope eye with a comet goldfish and a common goldfish. A bit of a three-way action going on there.
Who knew? Goldfish were so adventurous.
Promiscuous. So, yeah. There we go. It's a goldfish, basically.
So, how many does it take to take down an orca? So
that's a killer whale, obviously, in normal parlance.
It's a killer whale, which actually is a mistranslation. It's the actual translation of the actual name is whale killer, but they got it the wrong way around. It's called killer whale because it's a dolphin.
Right.
Mm.
On steroids.
It's a fucking big dolphin, isn't it?
It's a whale killer dolphin. Yeah.
Well, they eat seals.
They do. They like to fling them around.
Flip them up off the surface, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're playing with them. But
Watch out for the Orca podcast.
It depends on if you're talking about like how many to like I guess slightly suck a orca to death.
Misses.
Misses.
Oh,
we're getting a new breed of something coming out of that.
Well, these promiscuous goldfish, anything's possible. They want to get the orca. They want to get the orca in on it.
Yeah.
A whale killing goldfish on the horizon.
So are we sort of?
We like a bit of a big challenge, don't we, boys? Every now and then.
Or are we talking like a tonnage of these Shubunkins to force feed and overfeed and die from feeding? I don't know.
It's got to be fucking. We're talking millions.
I mean, what is it? I mean, yeah. What we go pull a number out here? Is anyone going to tell us we're wrong? I don't. More than 7.
I
Couple.
can
Just a
confidently
couple.
say
That'll
like
fine.
100 ton of shabumpkins dropped on an orca will probably kill it.
Mm.
Yeah.
There you go.
If it hit it,
100.
you know, you have to make sure you hit it though. It
I
sounds
think we
like
need to
do some more
maybe-
research.
no,
Or
I
fucking
I
move
don't know
on.
if I yeah, nailed it. Cracking. Thank you, Pilch. Much appreciated. John Mouse, friend of the show. Hello, John. Hope you're well. Where have I heard John before?
Don't go there. That's an old joke.
Is it? I mean, normally the month was about the cutoff when we start giving the old ribs, right? But I think it's moving into the month and a half territory now.
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know. I know. I want my podcast. I want my pound of flesh.
Normally what happens is you start taking the piss, and then all of a sudden there's a podcast.
All right. Well,
So-
let's start taking the piss then. I want my Nazi scalps.
You what, scalps?
Have you ever seen what was that Tarantino movie with Brad Pitt? I want my Nazi
Yeah.
scalps.
Okay.
I want
I'm not sure what that's
want
got
my
to do with
podcast.
podcasts.
I want my podcast.
I thought you were suggesting there might be Nazis or something. That seemed a bit extreme.
Not that I know of. No. I was just about to say, except for that guy, but I mean, I don't even think that's a joke. You really don't want to just bandy around, do you? Lovely blokes, all of them. I'm sure none of them are genocidal maniacs. But you never know. John Mouse, friend of the show, says, I want to get into a new shooter. What's better use of my time, Valorant or PUBG?
Didn't want to play a good one then, did he?
Well, we all have experience of the two.
We
Dave,
do.
you got an opinion?
Valorant is you actually if you're skilled against people of similar levels. If you're playing with people of
If you play ranked,
similar,
though, is that? How does it work?
yeah. If you it's depending on how you're doing the games is how like you rank up more. Whereas I don't think there is so much in PUBG.
There's ranked in PUBG, but it's not. But if you play unrated in PUBG, I think you just get thrown into the melting pot of whoever's queuing at the time.
You still get bots, don't you?
You're not getting many bots in the full game right now. But anyway, I if I was to answer this, someone with a bit of experience on these two games, I would say PUBG is your better use of time because very often
you're playing and you can jump in with you.
Well, there is that, but very often we see, people come back to PUBG, they jump in and they know the mechanic, they know the game style, they know, pretty much what to do or what's expected, and and by people I mean basically you guys.
It's difficult though because if you're just wanting to shoot things, you don't generally get to do a great deal of shooting at things in PUBG, do you?
Yeah, there's a lot more strategy. At least in Valorant, there's a quick
You
turnaround.
are going to get to shoot at things quite quickly in Valorant.
Valorant is quick fire games, that's for sure. Yeah, that's a good point.
I was going to say if you had friends, it'd be good to get into Valorant or PUBG really. But why would you want to lose your friends by making them play those games with you?
Don't listen to him. I still enjoy Valorant. I play Valorant every day, and most of the time right now I'm playing on my own. If I get the chance to play with someone like Jay or Arnie, whoever wants to jump in for a game, then great. PUBG is the social experience, it seems, right now for us, for the SEALs. But yeah, maybe for turnovers or whatever, Valorant.
I'm not being funny. There's a lot of options out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't worry about those. Okay,
Yeah.
Neil doesn't know what he's talking about. I suggest
I've got a couple I'm going to talk
both.
about tonight.
If you want to beat the shit out of yourself, go play Valorant. Sorry,
PUBG.
go play PUBG. Yeah.
Both.
But
you can achieve the same with both.
I'm a nosy. I'm being a nosy neighbour.
I thought you were having a mattress delivered for a minute.
No, I'm just having a look. That was my old neighbor just drove by, like he's doing a drive-by to check shit out. I don't know.
Just seeing
Anyway.
out what the riffraff is looking like these days.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, I don't know. Both.
They're both free now, aren't they?
Probably Valorant. I mean, PUBG's. If you've got the chance to play with friends, PUBG is great. If you're just going to dive in and want something bite-sized that you can pick up and go, Valorant.
It can be a bit of a slog game length-wise, though, can't it?
The unrateds can take half an hour to an hour, but there's Spike Rush is pretty good and easy going, and
there
there's
are
some other
options.
game modes that are fun. It's challenging. There's lots to learn, tons of agents. You know, they've got something like 13, 14 agents now, if not more. I don't even know what it is. All those agents have different abilities, different strategies. My advice is to fire up Valorant, uncheck every box that lets you communicate with other people and just play and try and figure it out just to avoid the toxicity until you know what you're doing, because you'll just get probably a load of shit. But if you have a hankering to play Valorant, man, hit me up. I will play anytime you want, for sure. Same with PUBG.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah. Do we have any more questions?
I think that's it.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is shocking considering it's our 3rd Twitter anniversary today. You know, why isn't everyone celebrating with us? Such a momentous occasion.
I think the sheen is wearing off and people don't care about us anymore. It's only the hardcore weirdos who are staying with us. My dog barking. Hang on 2 seconds. Samson!
This is turning into a soap opera or something.
Anyway, I'm not. Well, I could go.
A sitcom.
Come here. What are you playing at? Get in here. Come on. Go. Sorry. Don't you?
He's just like, no, not them twats.
Samson! Come here! Cut it out. Get in your bed. Yeah, I know. Go on. Get in your bed. Go on. Go on.
Pilch is in the chat.
Okay. Sorry. Lie down. Come on. Lie down. This is live extra goodness for those people watching live. Sitting there, you lie down. Come on. I'll edit that out in a second. I probably won't. Okay, let's move on to what have we been doing. Anyone want to start? Dave.
Oh, okay. I went on a lovely weekend away.
We missed you, by the way.
Did you? Nah, you didn't. Like, not here. Oh well. I heard. I listened to the show. Well, I listened to some of it. I listened to what I could with the missus. She's like, oh, I don't put that on. So, but I'm not on it. It's like, no.
Not those idiots again.
So yeah, lovely time away. So got there on Friday. I think it was a bank holiday. Yeah. So
It was Easter weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah. And it was gorgeous. Really nice weather. We went for a swim and had a sauna and a steam room and yeah, just sort of bummed about really. Bought some
Did you got 3 of you go?
No, just me and the missus. Littlin was at me brother-in-law's.
Oh yeah, nice. Palmed her off there. Good job.
Yeah. So I was like, there you go, your responsibility now. And then yeah, that was 2 nights, 3 days. It was a really nice break actually. You need it sometimes. And then and then yeah, I'm in the cabin now. If for people watching.
Hooray!
Yeah. Although it's blurred, but because it's not very tidy. Oh, but fucking hell, that was a ordeal of various different shit shows. So the Sparkies came in on Wednesday and
Did you
said
have the same Sparky? Did you have to go to a new Sparky?
No, the same one. He came back and said it would do it. So came in on a Wednesday, and you know, the whole electric had to go off and on a couple of times on Wednesday because they were replacing the main electrical board and doing all the testing and stuff. When they found out my range cooker in the kitchen is fucked.
Oh, no.
And we had noticed that some lights had been going quicker than they should have done, and basically every time it was getting up to temperature and turning off, it was spiking electricity across the whole grid
Right.
in the house, and it was
How did they
blowing light.
find that out?
Because they actually put a proper RCD on, which tripped every time it went up to temperature and then cut out. And
Oh, okay. They
because
put
my old, they
they
put a
put
proper
that in the shed, the circuit breaker for the
no
shed.
in the actual house.
Oh.
They had to replace the one in the house because the one in the house was like
Oh, they
50,
upgraded the panel.
yeah,
Okay. Yep, yep,
it
yep.
was
I
like
got you.
50 years old, and it was like there's no actual protection on there. There was switches, but they didn't do anything.
Right. Yeah, no, I
So
understand. Yep.
or they did do something, but it was like way higher rated than what they should have done. So it would have took a massive amount of electricity to blow them. So yeah, I had to buy a new cooker, which is coming next Tuesday.
Right.
So I've been without a cooker for a
How
while.
much you get? Just one or two?
Cooker,
Ovens.
ovens. So we've got a new range cooker. I think it's a master. I can't remember what it's called.
They
Range
more than one
master.
oven, don't they?
Then they've got 3
Oof,
compartments.
fucking hell, fancy.
Oh, look, Tony 3 ovens here.
Well, yeah. So the way I sort of sold it is because we used to have just one big oven space, and it's a bit pointless, like just putting chips into, like heating the whole oven up. So this one's got 3 smaller ones. So actually, it's got 1 grill and 2 smaller ovens. So we can make better use of the actual oven. I'm sure we're only going to use one oven all the time and not ever use the other one, but the missus seems to think she wants to cook things at different temperatures for different lengths of time.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't
Maybe
know.
you could have a cake on the go while you've got your roast meat in the oven.
Yeah, yeah. So that's basically wiped out my air conditioning fund.
Oh no.
Um, so because I was still playing with the idea, and
Brilliant. So no air conditioning and something that heats up
so
instead.
that's in the kitchen. I'm here. So I've got a little oil filled heater here, which is actually
Right.
all right. I stick it on for an hour and a half in the morning, and it gets the temperature from about 10 degrees to about 18 or 19, which is very comfortable. So that was the shit show number 1 of that. Well, yeah. The second one is I got them to put in all the electrics and networking ports for this because I've got 6 different network ports in here. I've got 4 along the wall that my computer's on at the moment, and then 2 at the back. And then the main networking coming from the house, which I did put in conduit in the end. After your moaning, Fraser. So.
That wasn't me. I never started the conduit. Neil started the conduit. I
Oh,
just backed
you
him up.
kind of yeah, you were getting one, yeah. But yeah, I did in the end.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's because it was the right move.
I like how I get blamed for that straight away.
um, but yeah, no. So yeah, that was done. But they put all the network ports in and punched them, and then put the RJ45 on the back so I could put them into the switch. And I was basically plugging my computer in, going, it's not working. And so I've got a tester, and I plugged a cable that I knew worked, was set up correctly. Put one end in the port, and then on the jack, and it was not even close to the right way that they punched them in and done the jack. So I had to take off all the ends, all the wall plugs, and looked at them. And basically, I think the guy just didn't know what he was doing. There's like 8 different wires, and fuck it, just stick them in any old place, it'll work.
Oh, geez.
So I spent about 4 hours sorting all that out, which is a pain in the ass.
Did you send them an invoice for that?
So well, they haven't sent me an invoice yet. So I think they're feeling kind of guilty, telling me that my oven that was working, but because the electrics was so old that it didn't realise it was shit. And the fact that I spent half a day fixing their problems. I'm
Do
wondering
they
what
know?
they're.
Do they know you were doing that?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I sent them a message saying, not sure who done the networking, but none of it worked, and I had to redo it all. And I was like,
Well,
oh,
thanks
sorry.
anyway.
So yeah,
Thanks for putting the conduit in.
yeah. But no, other than that, they've done a really good job. They've put the lights in, light switches. They've put all the bits around the walls and everything. It looks like a really good job. So yeah, just a few bits that's pissed me off. So there's that. That
I
was
don't think you do any project like that though, and get away without a couple of things
no.
going sideways, right?
It sounds better in there anyway.
Does
Yeah,
it?
it does. It
Yeah, it
sounds
does.
way better. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. Well, I've actually ordered a load of soundproofing.
Ah, fucking cancel that, mate. It's fine.
Oh, okay. I was worried that it was worse. I think if I'm facing that wall or the door.
No, make no mistake. The fact when you're in your kitchen, the bouncy of your voice reflects off because there's nothing
No,
soft in
yeah, no.
No, mate, it's just the carpet
kitchen,
tiles,
right?
probably.
Well, carpet tiles and the wood. Wood's not bad
Yeah,
either
wood's
compared
soft,
to
yeah.
like counters and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, good stuff.
But yeah, so I got all the carpets down. Got my
Blue Yeti next. Blue Yeti on the boom.
yeah.
Big ring light
You
illuminating.
don't need a ring light, do you?
He's
Just
going
need
super
a
pro.
smart bulb.
But yeah. So yeah, then there's that, and then I also ordered a beer fridge.
A beverage fridge.
A beverage, yes, a cold drinks fridge. To go down to by the side of me between my sofa and sort of this
Your
side
bed.
here. Yeah, kind of.
When you start tucking into the ales, where are you going to pee in that shed? Have you figured that out yet? Are you going bottle, do you reckon? Or
I
plant
just don't
pot?
have to go around the
Taffeta.
corner. I've got we have got a compost heap, and that needs urine for its
Does it
potassium.
need moisture to operate properly?
I just need to get there half
You
pissed.
you can get like a water butt, and you have to like cut the pipe, don't you, and put something in it. You could just use that bit that you cut into the pipe.
I could just run a pipe outside the back here and
Get a hose.
yeah.
No one
Bit
will
of
ever know.
conduit.
No.
Yeah, get some shrink
Make
wrap.
sure it's like on a slope, obviously,
Yeah,
like away from you.
away. Yeah. So yeah, there's that, and then the other thing I've got a bit of a complaint about is So that beer fridge I ordered, it got delivered. What was it? Wednesday. Bloke dropped it off, took a picture, and literally not ran, walked briskly away. I was like, oh, he must be in a hurry. Opened it up and he dropped it off the back of the lorry, hasn't he? It's got a massive dent in one of the corners.
Oh, jeez.
Where's
And
that from?
that was from Appliances Direct, and it wasn't cheap. 200 quid. So I was like, I was not happy. I rang them up, and I was talking to the guy. And he's like, oh, does it still switch on? I was like, I don't care if it switches on.
It's got a fuck off great big dent in it.
It's got a fucking It's literally dropped it on the corner. So like where it should be square at the bottom, you will never be able to get it flat because there is adjustments on it, but it's about 2 inches up, and it's knackered all the support at the on the bottom. So I was like, nah, and I was like, oh, well, we can offer you £20 refund or £30 store credit if you want to take that. No, just get somebody to take it away.
Mhm.
So I've had a bit of an email back and forth because we'll do that. We'll set it up. That was on Wednesday. got to today, and I was like, I still haven't heard anything, so I've logged on. I was like, the status of it was still pending. I thought, I fucking.
Oh, they ain't, man. They're like, what a fridge, because they can't resell that, can they? They're
No,
fucked.
no.
Oh, man,
So
they're gonna push back on that a little bit.
but
Well,
so
they
they
fucking
said they're
broke it.
coming. Well, they
No
didn't.
one's questioning that.
Yeah,
The
but
problem
it's
is
basically theirs until it gets to you in your house.
Well, yeah,
If
that's
the
the thing.
fucking
That's why.
delivery driver breaks it, then that's still theirs.
Yeah,
of course,
that
no one's questioning that, Neil.
Yeah.
But the simple fact is, they don't want it, right? They
No,
don't want it
They
back.
don't give a
So
fuck. They have to take it.
of
Yeah.
course they do, right? But I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
they're gonna give him some pushback, right? I would think, to just sort of like
Yeah.
straight away offering store credit and stuff like that. They know, man.
Like, no, you can. Yeah, what is that on top of you taking away your fucking broken fridge
No, that's just
for
keep it
inconvenience? Because that's what
inconvenience.
I mean. Like, oh, is that on top of you taking it away then for my inconvenience?
No. So they're coming. They're coming to collect it on Monday. I was like, great. When you send a new one, oh, once we receive it back, we'll get it. I was like,
I'll tell you
no.
what, how about you just give me a fucking refund and order it from Amazon, who don't give me this shit customer service.
So yeah, I'm waiting for
Send Neil in; he'll sort him out.
So
I won't sort them out. I'm
yeah.
fucking. I'm big bollocks now, but I fucking totally don't do that.
Okay, I'll take the store credit.
No, I wouldn't fucking
so
take a
yeah,
broken fridge though.
no. So that I was hoping that was like the finishing touch, because I've got the TV in. I've got 2 Echo Studio speakers. That was what I went for in the end. Sorry, Fraser. I can
What
see
are
that
those
this is
then?
they're
Two
the basically
studios.
Echo Studio speakers. They're like the Echoes, Amazon Echo, but they're actually not a surround sound speaker. They're basically a sound bar. But
You've let me wait a second. Wait a second. I'm going back. I'm casting my mind back to the question was, should I get a sound bar? And I was like, don't get a sound
yeah,
bar. And now I'm hearing that you got a sound bar.
no, I didn't
No,
get
it's
a
even
sound
worse
bar.
than that. It's
He
got
said
2
they're like
Alexas.
Amazon Echoes. What the fuck are those? Those aren't
No.
anything to do. What?
Does she
Those
say
never
everything
even
twice
entered the
now, as there's 2
conversation.
of them?
You've gone off and you've been told to get some milk, and you've come back with magic beans, haven't you?
So I was looking at amps and like I was looking at all that, and I just couldn't find anything decent or that I thought were decent for a decent
Oh,
price.
mate, you should have come to us. Richer Sounds, mate. They've
Oh,
always got
mate.
stuff. A couple of £100, you could get a nice
Oh,
little
fuck.
amp and a pair of speakers.
Oh, you didn't look at Richer Sounds? Please don't tell me you only looked at Amazon.
No, I didn't only look at Amazon.
Oh my God, you did.
No.
You ended up in
No.
Amazon. You've ended up
I ended up.
going Bezos's speakers, Dave. Come on.
Well, the thing is, I wanted a Alexa in here anyway. Says Mr. Google man.
Yeah, it's not Alexa, is it?
No. So it saved me money. No, it didn't really save me money. I don't know. It was just ease of use.
You're dead to me.
Have you got loads of Echo things anyway?
I've got 2.
Two
one.
you just
Other than
bought.
the 2
You're not
that you just
listening.
bought.
No, yeah. I got 2 additional. No, I got 2 dots. I've got one in the kitchen and Bella's got one in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was.
So what are the 2? How do the 2 work then? Are they sort of like powered speakers then, basically?
So they're wireless. Apart from the power, obviously. And you set them up in stereo on the Fire Stick and the TV. And they do spatial surround. So they bounce off the ceiling and off the side.
All sound does that,
Yeah,
though.
that's right.
No, they do it in such a way that it's where it's supposed to, not just randomly. So you get a it's not a true Atmos
No, I
surround.
can assure you it's not. I've been looking at
Um,
Atmos, and they're fucking
yeah,
expensive.
yeah, they're like grand.
Well, apparently you need. I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole the other day, and
Right.
I got to the looking at the amps on Rich Sounds, and it's like the 7.1 Dolby Atmos or whatever, or is it 7.2? I can't remember what it is, but yeah, it's like a sub and like 7 speakers. And then when I was like, "Oh, there's quite a few pages of these," and it was in like price order, so I just went to the end of the pages, and it was like fucking 25 grand or something stupid for the amp, and it had 25 channels of sounds. I was like, fucking 25 speakers. Fuck me, that's like a fucking cinema.
That's nice.
Yeah, it must be
That
nice
was
to
the
be able
high
to
end.
fucking
That
have
was the
somewhere
high
with all
end.
that shit.
What
Yeah,
was
that
the
was the
low end
proper
for
end.
you? What's the entry point then on that for like
On
a
it,
receiver with
well,
that
you can get like Atmos. It's got to be a minimum of 7 speakers, I think, isn't it? Because they have
I'm not up on it.
basically you've got the traditional like center speaker, 2 fronts, 2 rears, and then you have 2 additional ones, which a lot of them are like that fire upwards, but technically I think they're supposed to go in the ceiling properly, then fire down, and then you get a much more like 3D sound space.
Yeah. And
So,
then point 1 or point 2, I think, is the subwoofers, right?
yeah,
1 or
point
2
one is a
subwoofers.
subwoofer. I think it's something like 5.2.1 or something stupid. Is Atmos. You get the 5 main speakers, the sub is the one, and then the other 2 are the Atmos.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I don't know. There's a lot of fucking
Yeah.
speakers and a lot of fucking
Yeah.
wires and a lot of
Yeah.
fucking hassle.
Yeah. There's a massive rabbit hole. Anyway, so have you got the Amazon Echoes set up, Dave?
I have, yeah, all set up. Yeah,
Sounding
She's
all
ordered
right?
16 fridges while we've been on.
sounds great. It does actually sound great.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
good. That's all that
I'm.
counts. That's all that counts. You know, with all the, like we said before, with all this stuff, I mean, at the end of the day, you just want some pairs decent, you know, something that's going to sound decent.
They'll sound
you
all
know.
right. They won't be.
Yeah.
It's not
for sure.
audiophile, but they'll be
No.
passable.
Yeah. Well, I've had
for a
my
shed.
music on all day today, and I've actually only had them on like 5-10% volume, like just for background noise. And sound decent enough, and they don't interfere when I'm on video calls or anything. So with work, so yeah, and then when I put the telly on, or want some actual music playing, loud, they're brilliant. Yeah, sound really good, and they sound good outside as well when I open the window.
What's they
So,
Bluetooth to the TV? Or
yeah, I think they're Wi-Fi connected. Wi-Fi direct Wi-Fi to the Fire TV, which I play everything through on that telly.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, they're good. Happy.
Cool.
And then that is it for cabin news, really. I've got some blinds ordered, some perfect fit ones, which basically fit in between the seal of the glass and the frame. So they're not going to be flapping about or anything when I open the doors or not, or windows, which is good. And then obviously I've got these soundproofing bits. But if you say it's not too bad, I don't know. I might put a few up. I'm not sure. I don't know now.
It sounds fine to me today.
Well, it depends what you're putting them up for. If you're putting them up because of how you sound on the podcast, you sound way better than you did before.
Right.
If you're putting them up to
I
sound
could sound better.
you could have.
No, but yeah, no. I don't know. I don't know now. I think I don't know. Maybe because I'm listening out for it. I noticed the reverb. So, not sure. Not sure.
All right.
We've
Okay.
got an extra download this week because Dave's downloading the show.
Tell your Echo to download the show 20 times
Probably
to
would.
boost the numbers.
We don't need to boost the numbers.
Okay. Shall I go next?
You go next. You
I
got
haven't
some
got
good
much
ones.
to say.
So I've got a few in here. The first one actually, I did slice my finger open, by the way. I was barbecuing on the weekend, and I went to
heard
cut,
all about that.
and I was holding up the chicken, and I went to slice it with the knife, and it sliced through the chicken too easily and went straight through into my finger.
Ooh.
It's been a bit of a bastard, this one. It's
Didn't get salmonella then.
it basically was still bleeding this day 2, and it's still very, very raw, probably because I keep banging it. I actually had to plaster it back up. I wanted to keep the plaster off to help it dry out, but I've had to plaster it back up because it's my index finger. I keep banging it on everything. So anyway,
Too much,
there
Valorant.
you go. Yeah, I still can play. It's fine. Uh, yeah, and then I woke up on Monday morning and my Wi-Fi wasn't working again. Because every time I wake up in the morning, I usually grab my iPad and read some news or something. No internet again on the Monday morning.
News.
Yeah, it was news. And I've had nothing but problems. And I don't know how many problems I've told you about the internet, but I've been having over the last couple of months. But we keep having regular dropouts. And I was phoning them. They were doing all this. Check the cable here. Your cables are probably knackered. Or whatever. I'm like, it's just stopped working out of the blue. Okay, And then, oh well, maybe your modem. We need to upgrade your modem. So they sold me a new modem, and that got delivered. And we put that.
Sold you a new modem.
Yeah, you basically pay for the modem
Okay,
here.
right.
It's like, and they spread it out over 12 months, like $6 a month or something like that, or
Right.
whatever. But I paid to have it delivery charge to get it up here in a couple of days. We changed it over. I'm still getting dropouts. And then it turned out that there was probably problems with the line people delivering the lines. And I'm like, okay, that's all right. As long as they're like, we had a massive outage on the Saturday or the Sunday. And they're like, okay, they're fixing the lines. And I'm like, okay, as long as they fix the lines, I've got my new modem, to keep me going for the next few years. I probably would have had to update it soon anyway. I'm okay with that. Fucking wake up Monday morning, no internet again. I just like, and I didn't eat. So first thing I did, I was like, okay, got my phone out, tethered my phone to my iPad, I got on to the competitors. And by the time I got out of bed to get going for work, I'd already booked in a new internet provider. Next, they got back to me during the day. Can we fit you in tomorrow? Can we do it tomorrow? I'm like, yep, no problem at all. I wake up the next morning. Guy phones me straight away in the morning. Goes, I'm working in the street next door. Can I come and do it right now? I'm like, sure, dude. Like, no problem at all. 9 in the morning. Within 24 hours, I got that new internet in and up and
Fucking hell.
running.
I get
Yeah.
that sort of shit happening here.
Not too shabby, eh?
Can I book you in for the next 2 months? Yeah, that'd be great, thanks.
Yeah.
So
I was.
what have you done with your existing service? Can you just
It's
cancel it?
it's still running. So I've basically booked on the Monday morning the new one, phoned up my current provider on the Monday lunchtime and said I want to cancel my service. But cancel it for 5 days in the future. So I wanted to make sure that if there was any problems with putting the new one in, I had like sort of the coverage, because both my wife and I work from home. But like I just couldn't go on, right? Plus I got kids, and my kids are always like, "Dad, the internet's gone down. Can you fix it? Can you do this? Maybe you can do." They'll suggest you do anything possible to get that internet fixed.
You're like the mice on fucking Bagpuss.
Oh man, yeah, and you know what? There were a couple of.
Can you sacrifice a chicken? Yeah, I'll try that as well.
I could probably get away with it. If my internet goes, yeah, no, you can't get away. It's just annoying, isn't it? Right? So there were a couple of times when the internet disappeared for the evening, right? And I was like, and it was okay. There was that sort of wartime spirit, right? You all huddled around a book, reliving the old days. But
You
yeah,
can only
Sounds
do
like
that so many
fucking
times.
terrible.
yeah. But after a while, it just got too much. It's like, come on, guys. Like, and it breaks my heart because that provider was really good.
Well, apparently not.
Good. It was good price. Well, up to a few months ago, they were great for years, right? And really easy to deal with. Really, good customer service.
Really easy to fuck off as well, apparently.
And Ben, really easy. But actually, yeah, I mean, they were really easy to fuck off. And then I went back to the people I ditched beforehand, who I'd left on price, but I went back to them again. Anyway, so they came in. I went, but you gotta go better. You gotta go bigger, though, haven't you?
Well, this is the next question that was coming.
Yeah, so I went from 50 meg service up to 360 meg service.
Ooh, hello.
Yeah, so 360s, no mucking around now. I mean, it's not quite gig internet, and I'm sure Pilch has got far greater. But yeah, big difference, like huge difference, really. Yeah,
You can watch 4K videos now. You have to upgrade all your TVs.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, yeah. I got my.
Oh, you
I'm
have to
thinking
pay
about
that twice as much for Netflix if you do that, obviously.
Oh yeah, forget about that. Anyway, so that's
Have to
nice that
upgrade from your CRT screens.
yeah, it's nice that all that got sorted out. My ping went up slightly, which is a little bit annoying
That
for
might settle
Valorant, I
down a bit.
noticed. But
What's your upload like?
I think it's 30 or 40.
Oh, mate.
Like it's nothing.
That's my download. That's not actually. But
Yeah, it's nothing fantastic, but it's
that's
like
pretty good.
That's 3
Mm.
times more than it was. So that should be good if I want to do some streaming and stuff now.
Oh, mate, you're going to be all over it. You'll be smashing up that bit rate on your stream.
Yeah, one can only hope.
It'll be
yeah,
like
it's good.
native 1080p coming out instead of compression and everything.
Yeah, maybe. It was garbage before, wasn't it?
Wasn't that bad?
It was.
No.
It was. If you look at all the videos that I did before, they were where they were captured from Twitch. They're garbage. But anyway, we'll see. So that's good that got sorted out. I had a couple of other things in here. Porcupine. I was walking with my dog the other day. We saw a porcupine on the trail, and he went up to it, and he did not touch the porcupine. He left the porcupine alone. He did as he was told.
Hey, if it was covered in Vaseline, it would have been all over.
It would have been all over that porcupine sandwich. But that is the second time we have encountered, and I believe it's still the same porcupine. Well, actually, we've seen him about 4 or 5 times. It's twice we've seen him on the ground. So I don't know how long I'm going to dodge this bullet. I'm pretty sure at some point the dog's just going to just go for it and get a face full of quills. So watch this space. But right now, that's
how big is a porcupine?
It's a big cat, isn't it?
They look quite big. Or is it
well,
just all spines?
With this one isn't that big. I would say he's probably about the size of a big cat.
Not like a lion though,
like a fat cat.
Yeah.
Domestic cat.
But if you were to take off, but I'm sure if you took off all his quills, he'd probably be about the size of a rabbit.
Well, like an owl, right? When he like big and fluffy, and it's just this bag,
scrawny little chickeny type thing underneath, right?
Does it like not put up its quills, but does it like? I don't know, because it doesn't walk around with all its quills sticking up, does it?
No, but I think what happens is if something gets close to it, they sort of flick their butt,
right?
And they do a quick flick, which puts the quills into whatever animal is next to it.
Right.
So,
yeah.
They don't fire them, in case anybody was going to ask. But yeah, very cute too. Very cute animal. Every time we see it, we always get up close and take a picture of it and all that sort of stuff.
Does he smile for the camera?
No, he just usually shows his arse. And then the Garcast, friends of the show, Real Defo and his podcast. Did you get a chance to go in and have a listen to that?
I did. Yeah, after you mentioned it, I made sure.
The Lutes.
The Lutes, yeah. They'd obviously recorded pre-match. I hope they weren't crying too much.
I was listening to the Garcast and I was surprised to hear them talking football, and they were talking about, I guess, Christian.
The tricky trees.
Yeah, the tricky trees. They were calling.
I've never heard that before.
Neither have I. So that would make me laugh. And then I don't. Do they call Luton the Lutes?
They definitely don't call us the Lutes. No,
I've never heard that before. So Mike on the.
Well, it's correct to obviously leave the pronunciation of T's out of anything regarding Luton.
Luton, yeah.
Luton.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, I spoke to someone at work today. Somebody emailed us. This guy who emailed us, his name's Critty, Kriti. And the guy I was talking to at work, he goes, did you get back to Critty yet? I said, I'm going to tell you right now that that's not how we pronounce his name. His name is pronounced Critty. And he goes, what? And I go, it's Critty. There's no T in it, right? We're going to call him Critty from now on. That's how we pronounce it in England. Fucking Critty. Luton.
Exactly.
Right?
Come on, Luton. Come on, Luton. Yeah. Fantastic chant. No, the Lutes is not catching on. Sorry, Mike. Was that Mike who said that?
Yeah, it was Mike. Yeah. He was all over that. That was funny. Anyway, shout out to the Garcast. Thanks, guys, for the entertaining show.
There'll be a new one out this week. Maybe I'll go and listen to that. See how they're
Oh yeah,
so
those
good.
guys don't muck
I
around.
reckon I'm blaming Christian for all of that Nottingham Forest nonsense going on there.
Yeah, it was Christian. They even outed him.
Yeah,
They
keep saying that. Oh yeah, he's put him onto Forest.
Yeah, I know. Shocking. Okay, well that's pretty much me done. Neil, what have you got?
I watched a film. Quite a big film, I guess you could say. I watched Dune, which is came out, was that last year at cinema? They've been plugging it on Sky for a while now, saying it's coming this year. And I'm like, oh, I want to watch that. And yeah, it came out last week, so we watched it. And
I was going to say, what's
I
your?
haven't read the book. I think I watched the film fucking donkeys ago. David Lynch, wasn't it? That was a bit weird. Sting, famously being amazing in it. Yeah, so it was decent, but it was coming towards the end, and my wife's like, "This is just going to end, isn't it?" I said, "Yeah, it did say part 1 at the beginning of it, though, so there's definitely going to be more to come." So yeah, it just kind of ends in the middle of everything, and you're like, "Oh, guess we were waiting another 5 years to find out what the fuck goes on then." So
see, Dune is on my radar, but mainly because I heard that the audio is fantastic.
yeah, see, I only had it going through I had my sub on, but it's just coming through my TV. I was like,
you dug your sub out, didn't you?
Yeah, we've got Atmos and everything on the Sky Q. So if I had I have got my what is it? My 5.1 amp is there. I haven't plugged it in and set it all up, so I could.
You should probably do that before, go down that hole before.
But it's it's not the same having. Well, basically, I've got nowhere to put a centre speaker at the moment because obviously it needs to be right next to the fucking TV.
There's not many choices. Where
you can't put that off to the side, can you? Because it's going to be all fucked up. So
can you put it above the TV?
Well, I mean that is technically a possibility, but my TV's in a corner, so that would mean having this weird fucking gigantic sticky out thing to have it above the TV, and so that would just look shit. So yeah, potentially need to rejig my entire fucking living room just to put in surround sound, and I'm like, I can't really be asked. So it kind of works because we've got sofas at right angles. So looking at a TV in the opposite corner, it looks fine. But if it was only in front of one sofa, then it would be a bit weird, be a bit shit.
Yeah. At some point, right? It doesn't really. I mean, it's nice to have. We had our system upstairs, and I had this sort of surround sound, system, and I put it was one of those ones. It was Jamo. You've ever heard of that brand? I don't know. Anyway, so smaller center and surrounds or whatever, like satellites, and then the subwoofer. And then I ended up ripping all that out, and I put in two nice tower speakers, which ended up just blowing that system away. And I had a sub, and then I ended up getting rid of the sub because it was just too much bass.
Too power.
And I've just got the 2 towers now, just 2 speakers, and that'll do, right?
Yeah. I mean, surround sound is cool, but it's not a family thing, is it? Really, unless you've got a fucking cinema room, unless you've got a few bob.
But you know what? I've got the basement set.
Yeah, you could have a nice little setup there.
Well, I've got a full surround sound system in there, and I'm telling you, really.
But your wife doesn't want to go into the smelly basement, does she? To go and watch.
No, she doesn't. She wants nothing to do with it. But once in a blue moon during a movie, you hear a sound effect and you go, "Ooh, the surround sound's working," right? And that's about it. And it's I find the only things I care about is one, being able to hear the dialogue well, and the other is some fucking good bass, right? When an explosion kicks off.
I don't see. I don't think my sound's balanced particularly well with the sub, because I definitely the other week I can't remember what we were watching. I was like, man, that fucking sub is shaking the fucking whole house, and I can't hear anything else. It's like, what's gone on there? It's like someone had gone around and cranked the volume to max on the sub or something. I was like, it wasn't like that the last time, so I went around and fucking put it on like 40% or whatever, and it should, because it's running off a headphone lead. When I up the volume on the TV, I thought that like that obviously is sending a gradual signal through the headphone output as well, as because it's like on simultaneously broadcasting the speakers and the headphones. So
Yeah.
that's the way my simple brain works. It's like, well, it must be sending a variable signal through the headphone amp, as well as the TV speakers. Otherwise, it wouldn't make any fucking sense. So, but obviously, there's a volume control on the sub. So, but that's just amplifying whatever's coming from.
Yeah, the sub will have its own amplifier, right?
Yeah. So yeah, but it was fucking properly booming something the other way. It was like, that's way too loud. I'm fucking turning that down. But it sounded all right. But there was a couple of times the dialogue was a bit fucking like, well, is it supposed to be like that quiet? I don't know.
Yeah.
But, I think my TV's got a setting for enhanced, like voice audio.
Yeah, my TV does Atmos, but it's it's a TV at the end of the day. So it does. It sounds good, but it's not like having a full-on fucking system.
Yeah. But actually, saying that, I remember I went to see Dune in the cinema, and I actually some parts of that I found difficult to hear the audio.
Yeah, I think I'm sure I heard it that it was actually wasn't. It was a bit fucked up in the cinema as well. Like you couldn't hear some things.
All right.
But so they replicated that cinematic experience really well.
Yeah. Well, what was that? Like the music is so loud.
Yeah, I think it's where the music's going fucking ballistic, and you're like, man.
Yeah.
But it is a cool film. It is a cool film, but like, yeah, don't expect any resolution at the end of it. It's just fucking like ends. It's like, okay, when's part 2 out?
Yeah.
How many parts are they doing?
I don't know if it's going to be a trilogy or if it's going to just be the 2.
I think I'll just be holding on then. I mean,
you'll be old in a while. You'll have an 8K TV by the time that fucking comes out.
I'll crack. If it comes to Netflix and it's easy for me to watch, then I might just watch it.
It's probably on. I don't know what you get over there, but it's HBO Max or something like that. Is it? It's probably on something like that. Because a lot of stuff, like isn't the Batman coming to HBO Max soon or something?
Yeah, that's come to HBO Max.
Well,
we don't have HBO Max.
Pay to rent the Batman already now, and it's not been that long since it's at the fucking cinema. It's been about 4 weeks. It feels like. So, but yeah. The Batman's supposed to be good. I've heard lots of people saying how good that is. So I do want to watch that.
I'll watch that when it just comes down a bit.
Yeah, exactly. That won't be that long until that's on Sky if it's already on the rentals.
All right. Well, I won't be running out to see Dune. I did watch a movie actually with my wife. We watched I, Tonya. You seen that?
Right, yeah. What's the name? Harley Quinn.
Tonya Harding. Yeah. Oh, with Harley Quinn. Yeah. With Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
It was all right. Worth a watch.
That's not my cup of tea, that kind of thing.
I think you'd be surprised. It's not what you think. It's way more entertaining than I expected.
She was a bit of a fucking... No, hang on. Does she play the nut job, or is she the one that gets hurt?
Tonya Harding was the one who was caught up in the bad side of it. And it was... what's her face? I've forgotten her name now. The one that they went after. But the film is not just a recreation of that time. It's done in a different style. She breaks the fourth wall a lot and talks to you about what she was going through and stuff like that. It's funnier than I expected.
Hilarious.
So yeah, some of it, most of it.
Did they try and break her legs or something?
Well, I like to say
it fucking happened in real life. It's not spoilers.
Yeah, it's not spoilers, but yeah, well, that was it. She got attacked. Nancy Kerrigan, wasn't it?
I can't remember what her name was.
She got hit over the knee with some guy clubbed her in the knee or whatever to put her off her competition. But anyway, I watched that. It's worth a watch. So
cool. I won't watch it.
Good. Okay. All right. Well, look. Let's then. That's it. That's for what we've been up to.
That was quite a bit.
Yeah, not bad. Okay, let's move on to what we've been playing then. I don't have Dave's filled in here. Neil, you can start.
Okay. I'll start with the shit stuff. I have mentioned this before. I do the Microsoft rewards. And like my weekly tasks last week was to get 3 achievements in Xbox games. So I've done a couple. I can't remember what I did. But I was looking around for my 3rd and final achievement. So I went something pretty straightforward, pretty easy. And I looked through a load of the games and I found this game, Crossfire X, which had it was like complete a multiplayer match. I was like, I reckon I can do that. So it had been installed on my Xbox previously, I think, to check it out. And so I thought I'd give it a go. And on the video, it looks all right. But when I played it, I don't know if it's my Xbox One, but you know what it's like when you play a game but you're streaming the game, and it feels like there's a bit of latency going on and stuff like that. It felt like that. I was like, I've definitely fucking installed this game on my Xbox, and it, like you just like tap to move a little bit to the left, and it looked a little bit weird and like pale, and I was like, am I fucking streaming this or what? But I was like, no, I've definitely fucking installed it. So it wasn't a great experience. Let's be honest about it. So I don't know if that was something weird going on, but yeah, it just felt off completely.
What kind of game is it?
It's a free-to-play first-person shooter.
Shooter.
Shooter. It's
made in Luton.
Yeah, well, it's made
by
in
Critty.
China, I think. It's because this is the game. It's like the biggest multiplayer game in the world or something stupid.
Oh,
because
it's that
everyone
one.
plays it in China.
Right.
But yeah, well, I only played the one game, and it was just an absolute cacophony of noise going on, and like fucking, I don't know what's going on, and our team just getting absolutely slaughtered. I got the most kills in that game, and it was the first time I played it. It was like everyone else on my team's clearly shit. So yeah, I don't think I'll be going back to that. So that's enough of that.
Okay.
Your mileage may vary. I don't know, like I say, what was going on. Whether it was I don't know if my experience is typical. What shall I go with next? Shall I carry on? Right, I played a bit of Halo. I haven't got a video for Halo, but I finished the Battle Pass for Halo this week.
Is that the first Battle Pass?
Got to level 100, yeah. I think the second one starts in about 3 weeks. This is the big update, is 3 weeks time or something like that. And it's got more game modes and a few new maps, I think, and a new Battle Pass.
This is for the multiplayer.
This is all multiplayer, yeah.
Right. Okay.
So this one was all themed around Reach, the first Battle Pass. So I've got all the characters, the models now. Because basically I paid for some coin. I was like, fuck it, I've done the 100 levels. I'm going to pay for some coin to get all of these extra rewards. So I've got everything from the Battle Pass now. Plus I've got enough for the next Battle Pass. And a little bit extra. So
you finished the Battle Pass, but you hadn't, like, you needed to spend a bit more money.
Well, there was like, you get so many things for free. And then if you pay, you get I got like another 130 things from the Battle Pass.
Right, okay. Oh, right. So you've gone down the free version of it, and then you paid, and then you got the upgrade.
And then it unlocked everything all at the end.
Yeah.
So I've got fucking flaming head. And when I run, fucking all this flames everywhere, and fucking when I kill people, they explode into this fucking fireballs and stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, so I've been playing it. Still, like I say, I've been playing it every day because it checks off one of my tick lists somewhere, basically. But I like playing it as well. So I am one of the few people who still playing Halo. But I assume there'll be a bit of a boost in player count when they release the next season. With Go on.
But have you heard anything about this Battle Royale mode they've got coming?
Well, there's a bit of talk around this company, Certain Affinity, they've been working on something Halo for 2.5 years, and the talk is it's going to be the Battle Royale mode. But I don't think it's coming out until later on this year.
Oh, okay.
It's a little bit. They're not. They've basically come out and said publicly, I think, that we've been working with Halo on Halo for this, but not actually said what they've been working on, as far as I know. So none of that's confirmed. But what's his name, Jez Corden from Windows Central was banging on about it. I reckon it's going to be a battle royale. So
be interesting to see what changes they make to the mechanics to accommodate a battle royale game. Right? Would you have the exact same time to kills and shields and damage from weapons?
that's probably what's taken a while to get it all sorted out, isn't it? So
yeah,
because like one of my favourite game modes in Halo is SWAT, which removes the shields. So you're going down like like if you get a headshot in Valorant, you're dead. Basically, it's like that kind of shit going on in Halo. It's just like bang, dead, fuck. There's none of that escaping like you can do in Halo. It turns it into a more Call of Duty, I guess. No, well, the time to kill is ridiculously short in SWAT on Halo. It's like I say, any headshot basically is instant kill. And yeah, so I quite enjoy that. Unless I'm the one getting headshot every 2 minutes. But yeah, I think it is what it is. And if most people have probably played it if they were going to play it by now. But yeah, like I say, finished the battle pass, pretty chuffed with that. It did have like 6 months to do it. So, like they did say though, every battle pass they do doesn't have an end date on it. So if you do buy one, you can just carry on plugging away at it forever, basically.
If you but if the second battle pass was out, can you still go back and do the first?
You can switch between like any progress you're making. Well, you can switch between which battle pass you're working on if you've got more than one go.
That's pretty good.
Well, that's what they said they were going to do. Obviously, there's still only the one at the moment. So yeah, they kind of. I think they're doing everything they can to make sure that no one can really complain about fucking them nickel and diming it. But everyone's complaining anyway because it's taken too long to get the next season out.
Yeah, good.
And they're still dragging their feet on co-op play and all that hoopla, which people don't like. I don't really care though. I have started playing Elder Scrolls Online because it's free until the 26th. So I thought I'd jump in. I need to stop playing Elden Ring quite so much and play something different.
Why?
So price of entry on this because I'm coming to the end of Elden Ring, and my thumb's been hurting.
You're making provisions.
So I need to find my next game. So I've started, like I said, it was free till 26 or whatever. So I've downloaded it, massive fucking download, 100 gigabytes or something stupid. So this is, as it says, Elder Scrolls Online. So the last single player game was Skyrim. There's been loads of others that all of them generally pretty well respected or liked by the people who've played them. I didn't get on with Skyrim personally. I didn't. Well, so not for any particular reason. I don't know why. I was more of a shooter guy. So I used to play loads of Call of Duty and Halo and didn't really get into Skyrim at the time or the previous games. I know there were loads of people playing Oblivion on the 360 and me watching people play it jump when everyone was just jumping everywhere because it was faster than walking or running. And it just looked ridiculous. So I was like, I'm not fucking playing that game. But people loved it regardless. And same with like Skyrim. The joke is it's fucking on. You can run it on your cooker and everything now, but it's clearly on everything for a reason because it's everyone loves it. So this is the online MMO version of Skyrim-ish type games. I have not got a fucking clue what is going on. Story-wise, I've just got a big long list of quests and stuff to do. So I just go on and fucking do those things. I sometimes read all the shit. There's fucking like I'll be walking around to like an area and I look at a bookcase and sometimes it'll pick up a book and I'm like, sometimes I'll read a few lines, maybe I'll read a bit more. Most of the time I'm like, I'm not fucking reading that now. I'm stuck in. Where's my mushrooms that I'm supposed to be picking up or whatever? So it's enjoyable to an extent. It's very this is what I said a few weeks ago, maybe about whatever I play after playing Elden Ring. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it because I just love everything about Elden Ring and the way it plays and the combat and everything like that. And the combat in this game does not feel good at all, I would say. Fraser's disappeared. Obviously having great internet. He's still in the chat, but he's muted. Anyway.
I can hear you. I've lost the ability to see anything. I'm just gonna. Oh, there it is.
Are you sorted now?
No, carry on.
Right. Anyway, so so quest wise, I've got this fucking tons of quests going on, and then like, what was I saying? The Elden Ring problem is like the combat in Elden Ring. Not everyone really likes Dark Souls combat, but I do, and I feel like it feels good, and it feels like you're hitting things when you hit things, and it feels like you dodge things when you dodge them, and stuff like that, and vice versa. If you get hit, it fucking feels like you got hit. Whereas this game does not feel like that. I'm playing with mouse and keyboard on PC, but it doesn't feel great combat wise. So that's not the reason to play this, in my opinion. It's an MMO, so you're like everywhere I go, there's people fucking way higher level than me running around with their fucking flying dragon pets and running around like on bears or whatever as their mounts, and they've got fucking pets, they've got everything, and I'm just running around going, what the fuck is going on? I'm just looking for my mushrooms that I need to pick up or whatever such fucking quest I'm on. I've got, like I say, a massive long list of quests. It's all a bit information overload in menus and stuff for me, but there's a bit of something there that makes it enjoyable. I know I've got Matt cracked onto it tonight to get some progress made and see if we can join up and play in the future, because that's the part that sets it apart from any of these other type of games that I've played and not really got on with. Is the
So I'm guessing it's like leveling and
you're leveling up like you do in all these RPGs, and we get like one skill point and one attribute point every time you level up so far, and it's like put it into magic, stamina, and health are my three main attributes, and then the skill points. Like I've got at the moment, I'm using like a fire enchanted sword. I've got a shield, and I've got a few magic spells on my keys 1 to 5. I haven't unlocked an ultimate yet, but pretty generous cooldowns on most of these skills on my number keys. Like I've got a magic spear that I can chuck and it knocks people back when it hits them, and I've got like a little mini fireball, and I've got a healing button, and somehow I've got another thing for my sword, which is like a special attack for my sword. So I can set people on fire and stuff. It is quite cool, but it's just weird. It's like I was playing earlier and something had started downloading in the background, and I was just having this horrendous lag. And it was like, it just made it feel even more detached from like what was going on the screen. But that was obviously a bit of a system resource hog issue going on my machine at the time. But like I say, generally it doesn't feel great in combat.
No. Is it PvE only, or is there some areas?
There are arenas, I believe, that you can PvP in. And there's been like random world events that kick off, just like I've been like strolling around, and all of a sudden like it fucking just goes crazy, and this like fucking thing falls out of the sky, and it's like, what the fuck? It's like Destiny, but fantasy.
Right.
So there's potential for me to get properly into it, I guess, because I did get massively into Destiny 2, without playing with anyone particularly, generally. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. We've got another few days of free play, and then the current top end, like comes with everything, is like £14 something at the moment, and there's a new expansion coming in June.
How much?
£14. The base game plus the basic price you can pay, the lowest point of entry to keep the game is £4.50 or something like that. So yeah, I'll definitely give it a bit more of a crack for the next few days and see what Matt says, whether we're going to end up hooking up or not. But yeah, early days. It's one of them games you could end up playing for thousands of hours, I guess, but I'm not sure that'll be me yet. Right, what else have we got here? So I have been playing Elden Ring still. I kind of mentioned it as a talking there about Elder Scrolls that I don't know what more I can say. I'm still just progressing that bit more. I've not played it quite as much this week, but beat a couple more bosses in dungeons and stuff. Done quite a lot of swearing about ones that just keep kicking my ass. I was going to make a video about one in particular called Commander Nile, but I've heard he's a bit of an arsehole. And when I found him, I was like, yeah, he's a fucking arsehole. And the video I recorded for about 20 minutes, in the end, was just a video of me talking to my wife while she came in after work and was talking to me, and I was trying to play the game and doing extremely badly. So I stopped recording that video. And then I'd read somewhere about this cheese where you could go outside and basically kill him by shooting arrows through a tiny hole in the wall. So I did that like a fucking idiot.
Nice.
Several hundred arrows it took. And I was doing it. I was just like popping this arrow through this hole. You see a little bit of health tick. I was like, cool. And then I realised there's some poison arrows. So I shoot some poison arrows through that hole and hit him. And yeah, once you get some poison on somebody, that's pretty good because it just ticks damage constantly. But yeah, a couple of times I've shot him and he obviously staggered. And then I waited for him to like move back up. When I shot him and I was missing, I was like, oh, fuck. I've just shot about 200 arrows through that hole and now I'm missing. I'm going to run out of arrows if I don't fucking find him sooner or later to hit him again. But got away with it in the end. You managed to kill him. And I got something almost useless afterwards, which really cheered me up, as you can imagine. But yeah, the game itself still is great. It's like I say, I'm getting towards the end. I think I'm getting to a point which the story would suggest is near the end, but who knows? These games could take a bit of a turn. There's definitely more stuff to do elsewhere that I haven't done. But yeah, I'm at 170 odd hours now, so
You got your money's worth, haven't you?
definitely. That was 40 quid, Fraser. Imagine spending that money.
I can't.
Can't even imagine it.
Nope.
And the last thing I've been playing, other than a little bit of PUBG, which might come up later, is the last night I had another little blast on R Factor 2. Because I watched the videos of it and I was like, that looks a lot better than what I was playing. So I've loaded it back up. And what I had done prior to loading it back up is gone to the Steam Workshop and installed every single track that's on Steam Workshop. I haven't done all the cars. There's fucking loads of stuff on there on Steam Workshop for this, which is like mods basically. Loads of free stuff on there to add to the game. So I did Brands Hatch GP track, which was only version 0.8, so I guess it hasn't quite finished. And I played some, I can't even remember what it was, some random track that I'd never heard of. But I was like, actually, this looks loads better than the Montreal track that I was playing the other week. So I don't know if that was a modded version or whether the mod versions are better quality. I think it's a bit variable in quality, basically. And I was getting to the point where I was thinking, this is actually pretty decent, because I was still only using a controller. But it's definitely one where you can do okay on the controller, but you need to be super careful with like how much you pull the triggers to accelerate and brake and all that hoo-ha. and how you feed in the power gradually and all that stuff. So it's a sim, but it's actually really quite good. Once you get into it, and I spent a good hour and a bit last night, really just lapping and getting better and better, and sussing out a few more of the controls and stuff like that. And thinking actually it looks a lot better than I thought. It's not Gran Turismo 7, don't get me wrong. In terms of visuals, and the menus are a bit pants, I suppose. But yeah, there's a reason that, like, it's however old and people are still using it for like sim racing. I mean, the only other thing is like iRacing is the main sort of sim community racer, and that's like requires subscriptions and stuff like that, which I'm not really willing to do just yet, because that's definitely requires a steering wheel, as far as I'm concerned, to really get anywhere near being any good at it. But yeah, I'm quite enjoying a bit of R-Factor 2 now, so I'll probably be playing a bit more of that. And I need to try and sort my room out so I can get my wheel set up and everything. I don't know when I'm going to do that. But that's all I've been playing.
That's all?
That's all.
You're a busy boy.
Indeed.
That's good. Yeah, you're making me think about when you mentioned the poison, because Pilch, I mean, spoilers, he was playing Slay the Spire, and I can always remember on Slay the Spire, my favorite build was a poison build. And if you could start stacking poisons on top of people, it was just brutal, right?
Yeah.
You know. Now, does that stack, or does it? Oh, no matter how many times you hit it.
No, like it takes, like, well, the weapons have, like, I'm using largely. Like, I started as a samurai, so I start off with a katana, and that causes blood loss build up as you more you hit with it. It's got, like, it says like a value on it. Each weapon has like a poison build up of like 40 or 50 or 60 or whatever, and mine are mostly blood or bleed. And when it gets to when you've hit so many times, it does the action. And if it's poison, they are poisoned, and it will continue to tick damage off them. If it's a bleed, it just takes a big fuck off chunk of health off them in one hit, and there's like big blood sprays everywhere. Right. And then you have to hit them so many more times again for it to have the same effect. So I like to bleed; it's quite cool, and it is good against bosses generally. If you can get a few hits in. But yeah, the poison works on anything. But like most enemies will go down before you can poison them. But yeah, shooting a few poison arrows through that little porthole thing, and then just seeing the tick, 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 constant damage going up. That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, there needs to be a relatively high health enemy for that to actually work.
Okay. Good. I haven't got Dave's games down here. Should we finish? Dave, do you want to? Should I go first? Dave,
I'll quickly go first.
You gotta go pee.
No. I was just gonna say,
have you got your tube set up?
got my hose. No, I was gonna say I've been playing a bit more Inscription. Although I still haven't got past the first bit. I'm finding the first part really hard. So I might need to speak to you separately, Neil, about.
Fraser's done the first part as well now, I think.
Hang on a second. I thought I was way behind. Did I not speak about this last week, or
You
did
did.
I?
I wasn't
Dave
on.
wasn't here last
week. Yeah.
Oh, right. Of course. Yes. Sorry. I thought I was massively behind the curve. Sorry, 2 seconds. I'll come down. Thanks. Sorry.
Pizza delivery.
Pizza delivery, yeah, but I don't want to eat pizza right here now. In fact, I don't really want to eat any of it anyway. I had some tomato sandwiches before I did the podcast.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah, do you never eat tomato sandwiches?
What, just tomato?
2 pieces of toast, some mayonnaise, and sliced tomatoes to make like a tomato sandwich. You haven't lived.
No, I think
have
you clearly have lived for far more than I have, obviously.
Oh, mate, yeah, nice bit of salt on the tomatoes, a little bit of mayo. Oh, it's heaven. Yeah, sorry, where were we? What were we talking about?
Inscription.
Inscription.
Yeah, so I've got to the hook, the fisherman, a
You
few
still not
times
got
now.
past him.
No.
Okay, I'll give you a piece of because I was getting really hung up on that guy. I thought I
Yeah.
was miles behind you guys because you guys knew what was
Well,
going
I've finished
on.
the game, so you are behind me.
I've been busy. So
I'll give you one piece. I'll tell you where it was a game changer for me. One was when I started using the squirrels differently, and
right.
so when you notice that he's going to hook one of your animals,
Whack a squirrel down.
whack a
Yeah, because he
squirrel
always
down to
takes the
move.
most recent one down, doesn't he?
Yeah. So, well, he moves across, doesn't he? I don't know if he definitely takes the most recent one, but he definitely shifts across. So,
But I need the squirrels to sacrifice them to put other
You can
cards
pick up
down.
another squirrel though.
yeah, but you'll just delay him on it. Like, it's better that he takes something shitty.
Right.
Like, if he takes a squirrel, well, now now squirrels don't do any damage, right?
Oh, that's
So he
true.
takes a squirrel. Now
That
that
can't
lane
harm
is
you.
blocked off for him.
Yeah.
So I found the biggest change for me was to start understanding how to manipulate what's going on in the lanes.
Mm.
And you squirrels actually are a very big can be used to your advantage to do that, right? So
I mean, I'm pretty sure the cards actually tell you that, and I think on the last run, I think I played the cat card actually says like place a squirrel, and I was like, what do you mean? But now you're saying it, I was like, oh, of course.
it might be, yeah,
Yeah.
And there were
um,
lots, but you know what? I'll be honest with you, Dave. For me, anyway, it was just grinding game after game after game until it suddenly just started to click how to
until you
really
got a good build and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, because you
energized.
know what? That game allows you to go quite far with just slapping any old
Yeah,
shit down.
yeah,
And that
yeah,
was the big thing where I wasted tons of hours, I feel like, and it wasn't until I got killed by that fisherman about 10 times and I was losing the plot that I suddenly had to knuckle down and really just think about it.
yeah.
And doesn't get any easier, right? Not that I'm putting you off. In fact, it's better because I found that once the bit was between my teeth on how to start really tackling this and using the cards better, and understanding what was coming, you know.
I think it's just like
Uh,
the first time you get to the first guy, it's Prospector, isn't it? And
Mm.
you
yeah,
think you're doing all right, and then you just fucking, and it's like, oh, well, I didn't know he was going to do that. So now I know he's
Yeah,
going to do that. I'm going to try and maybe when the next time I get there, not necessarily always get there though. The next time, but the more you play, I found you kind of eventually it starts to fucking smack you in the face and say, "Oh, yeah, I shouldn't really do that now." And this is how I should. This is I was like, you look at the route on the map and go, "All right, so if I go that way, I can do this and I can do this and I can do that." And so when I get there, I'll have this, 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 and this potentially if I play it right or get lucky. Whereas if I go that
yeah,
way, I'm gonna just fucking get no benefit whatsoever.
yeah. It took me a while to start figuring out the route on the map as
Mm.
well to use to my advantage. Like,
Like you can't see that far ahead, but you can see enough to go right. Okay, if I go this way, this is probably the better way for me to go because I
yeah.
can. Hopefully, I'll do this and I'll do that and do this. Try and
Or
be a bit
upgrade
vague,
this
but
card
yeah,
on. Yeah,
exactly. It's all about getting the right upgrades,
yeah,
and then because you can get absolute beast cards if you go the right way.
yeah,
But then you, like you say, then you get to the angler and you go, ha ha ha, I'm going to fuck you up. Put your beast card down. And he goes, oh nope, I'm having that. And you're like, oh shit.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
so you have to learn a little new mechanic for that. And then
yeah. Because did you get to the point after? Because there's a point at the halfway mark on that angler. Did you get to that where you hit him in the second
so
part of the
you've sort
battle?
of beat him once.
I don't
Yeah.
think I haven't got that far. I may
Okay.
have.
Well, I'm not going to spoil that for you then, because
Okay,
that's like, yeah, no. So
no. So
have
yeah,
fun with
so
that.
But yeah, it
yeah,
gets to the point where like the point that you got to that you were just like, I'm fucking never going to get past this. Then you're just going past that with ease
right.
because you've sussed it.
Yeah, yeah.
It can be sussed, yeah, for sure. Plus, those death cut when you die,
Yeah, I
don't
didn't realize they came back. I
they
thought like
come back? So really make a conscious effort to try and make good death cards.
Mm.
yeah, yeah. Because I think my last game I played, I was like, because I actually number. I do Dave 1, Dave 2, Dave 3, Dave 4. And I think I
Very
was on like,
imaginative.
yeah,
Boring.
well, it was actually
Come
so
on,
like
man.
I remembered
You
how
didn't-
many times I've
What
gone through the
about
cycle.
Tommy Two Ovens there?
Uh, yeah.
What about
Um,
Neil? I sent Neil in. Neil did the do for me. Of all the cards to go in and kick ass, it was the one named Neil that I'd named.
How appropriate.
I
um,
know.
um, and then yeah, like the last game I played yesterday, day before, I Dave 1 popped up. I was like, what? I did not expect that whatsoever.
Hmm.
So I think they are very rare though coming up.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you'll find that there is a spot where there is a point on the maps where you can go to, and he'll give you a choice of 3 of those.
Uh,
So once you spot that, but you might want to avoid that until you start getting further and create, because the further you get, your deck is better,
yeah.
right? And so then when you die, you create a death card with choices of better cards.
Yes.
So you might not even be worried, don't even worry about picking out the death cards right now. Or if you get one, sacrifice it at an altar or somewhere like that, to build a better card. But that was the point, like, after I'd been through about 15 to 20 rounds, my death card named Neil was pretty fucking hard, right? It was definitely a decent card, you
Mm,
know. Particularly when you can build them up to like good hit, good defense for a low cost. Then they're
yeah.
great
Yeah,
cards,
low
right?
cost was always one of my first choices was like, oh, that one doesn't literally was like 1 point fucking one sacrifice or whatever.
Well,
That was my
yeah.
fucking
I've got a card that was 0 cost. One of my death cards was 0 cost and gets put back into your deck
it
when
Right.
you
dies.
when you die when it
Well,
dies.
when
So
you sacrifice it, because one of them's like one of
yeah,
them. Every time you sacrifice a card, it can reappear in your deck,
yeah,
and
yeah,
there's other ones
yeah,
where every time it gets killed, it gets reappears in your deck.
yeah. No, this is a 0 cost sacrifice pack, and you can literally just keep putting
Keep
it
playing
down.
it,
And
and it's like, yeah,
yeah,
I've got basically endless sacrifice cards. Thank you
yeah.
very much.
And then that was the one that got stolen. What the first time I played it on the Fisherman.
Uh,
Like, no. I was like, yeah.
that's why you have a squirrel to fucking just chuck down to get rid of.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. That's for sure. I should
Way
go
more
back
to
and
it.
play
Yeah.
the new version.
So yeah, that was basically my only game that I got to talk about individually. But Fraser has got one that we've been playing together.
Yeah, well, you might as well talk about it.
I played a bit of it. Played a bit of PUBG. Jumped on the other day, didn't I? With you, Matt, and Matt.
Yeah, we had a couple of games. It was
What?
fun.
Had a couple of games. It was yeah, it was very stressful. I forgot how stressful it was going into it. But yeah, there's a new map. I'm not sure if you've spoken about it before. But I'd not
Never.
seen before.
Fraser's never
Um,
talked about PUBG on here.
we didn't get chicken dinner. We got a second though. That we should have won, but we all YOLO'd straight straight into a one-person team behind
I'll tell
hiding.
you the story. I'll tell you the story here because I've been thinking about this because I got told off, right? So our second game, I'm not going to tell you about the first game because that comes after. The second game, the 4 of us were playing, right? And we really had no action until right at the end. And
Right,
we were
yeah. It's like
perfect.
half hour of running around, making sure we've got the best gear. We've got, we're all level 3 and everything. We got the perfect setup of our guns. Everyone's got an assault rifle and not a sniper rifle, but what are they called?
DMR or something.
DMR or something like that. A good long range
I
weapon with
had neither of those, by the way.
a.
I had a shotgun and a sniper rifle.
What?
I had a DBS. I was like, I'm going to take a
Right.
DBS. So for anyone who doesn't know, the DBS is just this outrageous double shotgun, pump action shotgun. It's just a savage, right? Thing is, it's a shotgun, so it's not really suited to. Anyway, it's fun, and I was like, I'm going to play for fun. And then we were down. It was 4 of us versus 1 guy,
We've been watching like two, 3 teams like duking it out, like for a good 10 minutes with the circles closing, and we could hear the shots. We knew where they were going. It was like, oh, there's 9 people left. Oh, it's 8, and then like 7, 6, 5, and was like, hang on, we're a team of 4. There's 5 people left. Like there's one person. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's this one guy out there. We were holding a compound, perfectly safe, and I just YOLO'd it. I went total Leroy Jenkins and went, I'm going to go find him. Jumped over, ran up the hill towards where I thought he was, and he shot me, and then killed me. And then I don't quite know what happened with the other 3. Like I think
Were you just a red mist after that?
no. I wasn't at all because I didn't care. I was just like, I'm gonna just go and try and get him. I was like enjoying myself. I did proper YOLO, just went for it. And I think, and then knowing Mark, I reckon he YOLO'd too. Or he got shot, just sniped. The guy seemed to have, because that guy sniped me. So that he knew, he was good, by the way. He just picked us off.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. It was a sitting duck. My proper shitty move, right? But funny to me anyway. And he sniped Mark, and then I think he sniped Matt, and then it was down to you, Dave, as he had to push. By this point, he had to push the compound where you were, and it was a
Well,
one.
yeah, it was a bit of a miscommunication because like he had to come towards me, but I had no idea where he was. And the only thing that people were saying is, I'm down, I'm dead. Like, oh no, he's got me, he's coming down. It's like, so and
It's a bit hectic and
a
frantic,
bit
right?
hectic. So I basically jumped over the wall and was going to run towards a rock, basically to head him off before he thinking he might go past me. He was standing behind a rock, knew exactly where I was, and just shot me as soon as I jumped over the wall.
Yeah,
I was like, damn.
yeah.
So
You lot managed
yes,
to lose a 4v1. That's pretty good.
Right, I got told off. Matt was super mad at me. He told me off like I was his wife, right? And just whatever, or a child or something. And then I got to, and I said, well, look, it was a stupid move. I mean, if we'd hunkered down, we should really have killed the guy. But that left 3 guys who still couldn't kill the guy. But I was thinking about it. And I was like, let's go back to the game before, right? When we were circling around a team who we, as a team, could have taken, and I was sneaking up, doing my due diligence, getting behind these guys, just about to come behind these guys to get ourselves into a good position. And then what happens? Somebody behind me starts shooting at them, right? Totally giving away our position, right? They all turn around and just start hammering at us. So
Who was that somebody?
see, well, Mark owned up to it. I think it might have been me because I think I panicked a little
I reckon
bit.
Fraser thought it was you the way he was talking there.
But it was literally I think it was me and Mark, and like Fraser was in front of us, like watching the team and like calling out, saying where they were, and there was me and Matt behind him, both like left and right behind him, and Matt was off to one side, and it was either Mark shot and then I started shooting as well, or I shot and Mark started shooting. But
that's good cover. Good cover. No one's owning
but
up. I like it. Sense of
but
camaraderie between
but
loyalty.
like I came out of ADS and Fraser in character just turned around. Who's shooting?
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
Not even like just trying to shoot the team. He like literally just turned around. Who
Oh,
started shooting?
I will do that in the game. I will look disapprovingly at people. Like I don't care what's going on around me. I just turn my character around to look at people and just give them the stink eye. But it was very funny, and it was a good fight. But it just made me laugh that I got told off so badly in that second game when really,
That was just
Yeah.
I had
the
tried to play serious.
consequence of
But
the first game.
but I know that Matt wouldn't have taken that shot. He's
Yeah.
he's too panther like. He's crouching and slowly moving.
He would like just sneak up behind them and knife him in the back quietly if it
He'd
was if
like
he had
yeah,
that
if he
would
could, yeah.
ultimate. Yeah.
Yeah, you and Mark are very similar players. You're both chomping at the bit to get stuck in, right? So it's good. Anyway, it was good fun.
Yeah, it's the worst way to play that game because
It is and it isn't. I mean, like
It's
the
all
thing
right if you're
is,
good.
the thing, yeah. I mean, the thing, like Mark, I think is, I think we were a bit like that in the early days. Like you need to fight, otherwise you don't get good, right? That's the problem. Like you can't not fight because if you play for half an hour stealthily and then you get into a fight, if you haven't got fighting experience, you're going to get killed. So hot dropping and going to places to fight, and getting killed a lot. Like you can't, unfortunately, you just can't escape putting time in, right?
No.
You got to put time. But if you're just going to put time in sneaking in bushes,
that's what you're gonna be good at.
Now, saying that, that totally suits Matt's game. Matt and Claude, they
You,
like sneaking around the
you
bushes.
say that. They do that when they're playing together. But Matt's very good at getting into combat.
Oh, he is, yeah, but that's because he's played 3,000 to 4,000
Yeah.
hours of it, right?
True.
It's like, again, you can't get away from putting the time in. You need to put a bit of time in. And it's funny. I was watching Arnie and Sean play yesterday. They
Well,
play
that was a bit
duos,
different.
but it's completely different, right? They're just getting kills left, right, and center or whatever, right? They're just aggressive, good with snipers. Yeah,
Still
it's
rocking
just,
around on the motorbikes, is Sean.
yeah, oh yeah. Any chance they get, they're both of them motorbike crazy, get on bicycles.
Yeah, doing flips.
But yeah, it was good. It was fun. Anything else, Dave?
That's it. That's it from me.
Okay. Well, I don't. I've got a couple of things here. So yeah, PUBG was good. I'll give so my Series S, just to start off, is running like a champ. I mean, that's great. I'm so pleased with it.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean running like a champ? What? Just
Like I just sit down, fire it up, and it's got quick resume, right? And straight away I'm playing the game that I was playing before. If it's fast on the menus, it's running everything nice. It's just it's running probably as it should, I guess, but it just feels so nice. It's such a great upgrade from the Xbox One, So I'm really pleased with that, I think is the point.
cool.
And yeah, so the first game I'm going to talk about is Unpacking. I've got a feeling Pilch might have talked about this game before.
Did he play
because
it?
it's on.
It's definitely been
It's
on a few chats elsewhere.
Yeah, I feel like I heard about it but didn't pay any attention to it. And it was my daughter and I were just sitting there, and she was like, "Can we play that? Can we play that? Can we play that?" And we looked at Unpacking. And I was like, "Yeah, that'll be downloaded in about 2 minutes. So let's just download that." And so she played it. I watched them, and then my son came and he had a go on a couple of levels. That's a nice little fun game. A bizarre concept, but seems to work very well and very well implemented, in that you basically got this sort of pixel art bedroom. There's 3 huge moving boxes in there. You click on the moving box and then click on the box and it opens. Then you click on the box again and out comes a shoe. And you're like, well, where do I put the shoe? So you put the shoe somewhere in the room. And then you click on the box again and out comes a keyboard. And where do I put the keyboard? Oh, well, I put the keyboard on the desk. And then you click the box again, out comes your second shoe. And you put it with the other shoe somewhere. And it goes on like this as you slowly unpack the boxes and bring out all the toys and books and things and posters and whatever and put them all around your room. And then when you finally pull out the last thing and place it, the last box disappears, and then it tells you can either progress, or it tells you no, you can't progress, and it highlights a load
You
of
did
the
a
things
shit
that
job of putting things in the right place.
you cannot, like, well, we were laughing, right? Because my daughter was putting all the toys on the bed, and then she pulled out a pair of scissors, and she was like, she puts the scissors on the bed, and we were laughing about that. We're like, yeah, definitely can't put the scissors on the bed, and it turns out you can't put the scissors on the bed. But at the end of it, it goes, you can't have the scissors on the bed, so you got to put the scissors somewhere else.
Does it specifically tell you what you've done wrong?
It doesn't. No, it just highlights the item that is in the wrong place, and so you've got to find somewhere. And things can go in all sorts of different places, but like
There's just places that they can't go.
Yeah, you cannot put your toothbrush in your desk, right? It just goes no, right? You can't do that.
What, are you some sort of freak?
You got to put your toothbrush in the bathroom somewhere, right? So yeah, that was pretty neat, and I think it was the first level there's just your bedroom, and then it works it so that it's like charting your progress growing up. So the first time you do it is like a child's bedroom, and then the next one you do is like your university dorm with a toilet and your dorm room, and you still have a couple of your teddy bears left over from when you were a kid, and a couple of things are still the same, but then you've also got new clothes and a computer and new stuff, and now you have a kitchen to fit out and a bathroom. And then the next level after that is when you get your first house and you're a professional and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, and my daughter got up this morning. She just got first thing she did when she got up this morning was get back on that game to finish it off. She thought it was a cracking little game. So, am I going to play it? Probably not. It was interesting to watch. It's a nice little time waster. I definitely recommend you
Did you not
check it
get
out.
emotional?
No, I didn't get emotional.
I didn't get into it that much.
I could see a little bit how that. Funny enough, yeah. I mean, it's an interesting comment you make there, Neil. Like I could see how it could inspire a little bit of emotion. It's quite a charmy, homey, and yeah, like that sort of charting your growth away from childhood or whatever. Are you getting sentimental in your old age as well about
My old
getting
age? What are
further
you
away
talking
from
about?
your childhood? Your old age, yeah. No,
What?
sorry, young man.
Been sentimental about my childhood forever.
So that's unpacking. I suggest that people go check that out.
Free on Game Pass.
Yep, that was on Game Pass.
Free on Game Pass that you paid for.
And then I was thinking about Immortals Phoenix Rising, which has always been on my radar because I heard it was quite good. A sort of Zelda clone of sorts or whatever it might be. And I just happened to check the Microsoft store and it was like 75% off, $20. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'll get it. Why not? And so I started playing that at the weekend. And it's basically third person. It's like Assassin's Creed. Yeah, it is by Ubisoft.
You do surprise me.
It's like Assassin's. Yeah, it's by Ubisoft. It's like Assassin's Creed crossed with
Another Ubisoft game.
I want to say crossed with Zelda, but I think that's giving it a little bit too much credit. Crossed with maybe God of War, crossed with I don't know, something shitty, right? Maybe Assassin's Creed will cover that.
You're selling it big time here.
Well, it's an odd one to sell really because I like it. Okay, so first of all,
Tomb Raider?
I like it.
Would you say Tomb Raider?
No, not really. Maybe. I don't know.
Puzzly?
I mean,
there's a bit of puzzly looking stuff going on.
Yeah, it's got a bit of everything in it. I mean, it's definitely I like it. It's growing on me. Like I started it and at first I was like, shit, what have I done? I do not like the art style at all. Like they have this sort of cartoony, it's all based around mythology and the main characters and stuff like well basically what we're talking about is the human characters are they're just a style. They look a bit they just don't look right to me. Like they've got these sort of weird shaped arms or whatever and I don't like it. It's like they could have done it more. If they did this, if they had done this game in a more serious style, I could see how maybe that would be a problem too. That might be a bit too God of War-y.
Mm.
They could probably get accused of being too much like God of War. Maybe
she's got dead-looking eyes.
Not the new God of War. Yeah, I just don't like the characters at all. I don't like the characters. I don't like the way they look. But that being said, the more I play it, I'm playing it on hard as well, so I quite like it. It's quite challenging. I'm starting to get into the combat. The combat's taking a little while to grow on me. There's mechanics. You have a big fat axe which does a lot of damage. Then you have a sword which is faster, lighter damage, and then you have ranged arrows. So there's lots of choices there for combat. You over time build up specials on hitting the enemy, so then you get to unleash a ton of shit on them if you keep attacking them enough and whatever, which is quite satisfying. It's difficult to explain. It's a big bag of okay. It is good. Like I have to take a step back and say, yeah, it is good. I don't know. It's just a difficult. It's a really difficult one to put into any box. Um, but as a pick up and play, it seems to be okay. There's tons of stuff to collect. You do this thing, which is why I said it was like Assassin's Creed. You climb this tower at the start, and then you look across the world, and it sort of opens up the map for you, and then it shows you where
Definitely
everything
sounds
is.
like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, and then you can start to populate your map as you scan things across the horizon. I don't know why they do that. Like I whatever, but they do.
It
And
obviously went
so
well in some survey that they asked
yeah,
for, probably.
it was okay. I mean, it gave me a ton of stuff to do in the first let's call it the first area. It gave me a ton of stuff to do, and I went and collected all these things and there was stuff to work out, and there were some things that I couldn't get to, and I had to figure out ways to do that. So it's a nice little brain scratch. And then I came across a couple of, bad guys that I had fights with, and it was no problem. Then I came across this bear, and he was just savage. He kicked my ass. Every time I went in one swipe, and he was like pretty much taking off like 90% of my damage. And then I found out from a cliff top I could just peg him with arrows like Neil did on his bad guy.
Don't feel bad about doing that.
So I killed him.
Unless you're playing a kids game, obviously.
But I played that for, and then I went into this dungeon and had to sort this stuff out. And there's a storyline going along with all the gods, and maybe that's entertaining. I find it tedious and boring, and it really was annoying me that I couldn't fast forward past a lot of it. But they seem to, now I've got into the main storyline, it seems to be letting me skip cutscenes a little bit more now, so that's good. It's all right. It's all right. I'm not saying it's shit by any means. I'm not saying it's brilliant. It's definitely not a Zelda, but it's definitely not a Zelda, right? It's okay. There's lots to. It just seems like there's tons to do. I've been playing it for probably a good 3 or 4 hours now, and I played it for at least 2 or 3 hours before it even gave me the main title screen. So the massive, and they call that the
Oh
prologue.
wow.
And now it seems like I'm into the main part of the game. But it's typical, like you're building up all her powers and things like that, and getting new jumping abilities and things like that. So it's all that sort of typical progression, typical collecting. I think the more thorough you are in the areas in collecting power ups and stuff, the better served you'll be. So I'm being quite thorough and trying to make sure I collect everything that I can and discover everything I can. And and I took on some fights yesterday, which I really enjoyed. I'm getting more into the fighting mechanic the more I play it. So I've got a feeling that the more I play it, the more I'm going to like it. It's not to say I don't
Until you
like
get
it
fed
now,
up
but
with it.
until I get fed up with it and bin it like I did with Guardians of the Galaxy.
You've not been back to that then? Can we talk about that?
Guardians of the Galaxy has gone by the wayside. Death's Door I haven't been back to.
You pretty much finished Death's Door, though. To be fair,
I got to the last boss. It's pretty much done, right? I mean, let's call it.
Well, the proper last boss, more like
the Lord of Doors. Anyway, I'm gonna
Did
keep
you have to
playing.
go around and collect other things after you beat somebody? Yeah.
I can't remember. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll go back. I need to go back and finish Death's Door. I know that.
You'll be rubbish at it next time we play it, though.
No, I won't, mate. I'm MLG Pro. Okay. I'll be hot off the heels of Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, I'm
ready
sure
for
there's got
combat.
some transferable skills there.
I would definitely recommend anyone who's playing that play it on hard, though. I'm playing it on hard, and I feel like it's the right. You can't be lazy. It's hard enough that like if you make stupid mistakes, they're gonna cane you. And like I came across 2 bears. I was like, no, I'm not taking that fight
Just
on.
nope.
Fuck that. I just noped right out of there.
There's these things in Elden Ring called rune bears, and I've tried to fight a couple of them, and I just went. And then every time I see one now, I'm just like, nah, I ain't fucking going anywhere near that. I'm just fucking going big wide circle around that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, they do a thing like the bear was pretty good. Like the thing about if you sneak, like it's got sneak mechanics too, so you can sneak up behind.
Does it make squeaky noises when you move when you're sneaking?
No,
like a cartoon.
And then you can unleash. Like I think my arrows on the bear were doing like on a head shot, we're doing 40. It shows you the damage you're doing, which is pretty cool. We're doing 40 damage, whereas a sneak attack on the bear was doing 250. So
you only get to do one sneak attack.
You only get one sneak attack on the bear, then you have to run away like the coward you are and climb up a cliff and go away and then hope he goes back to minding his own business again.
Does it remember he doesn't restore his health while you fucked off then?
No, as long as you don't go too far away. So, but I mean, there was one point where I was running away, coming back, sneak attack on the bear, running away, coming back, sneak attack on the bear, and I just needed to do one more sneak attack on the bear, and I fucking just got cocky, and he turned around and swatted me and killed me. So then after that, I think I just went the arrow route and just chipped away at him. But there's lots of neat stuff as well. Like
endless arrows or
no endless. You have endless arrows, but they have a cooldown.
Right.
So I think it gives you 6, and you could fire all 6 straight away. But then the gauge will go up until it does 1. Then the gauge will go up, and you get a second one back, and so on. So like if you're taking shots every now and then, you never feel like you run out of arrows. If you're doing a barrage of them, yeah, you run out. And just lots of other neat things, like there's an Apollo arrow where you fire it and then it goes into a first person mode with the arrow, and you
just watch that on the
video.
video.
Steer it where you want it to go. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That was in another game. Well, it's been in several other games probably.
Yeah, it's been used before. Yeah, so it's neat. But I like it because I can just flop down on the sofa and start playing it, right? Which is that is exactly where I wanted to be. I was hoping.
I can just imagine you go, lunch.
Yeah.
No, I don't even have to look at this now because I can do it.
So yeah, it's nice. It's worked. That's nice. Yeah, and that's probably about it for now. I don't think. Oh, I will give a shout out to Valorant. I'll give a shout out to my daughter on Valorant. She had a game yesterday, unrated, 58 kills. And I think it's very unlikely.
How many rounds is that?
That was
24. I think it was 13-11. It finished on
24 rounds. Yeah, I mean the point is, I don't think like breaking 30 is a big deal. And
well, the most you can get in one round is 5, generally, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to get 5 every round. That's never going to happen.
No, exactly.
No, most you can get is 6.
Well, if someone gets revived.
You can get revived, yeah.
Yeah. But that's huge.
Yeah.
Huge. She has done very well there.
Where did she get it from?
Not me. Maybe your Uncle Matt. So that's it then. If nobody has anything else, then I think that's a show.
That is it.
Okay. Well, let's wrap things up there then.
Dave, you can do
your bit? Dave's bits.
Dave's bits.
It was shocking, Dave's bits, when you weren't here.
Right. I'm just getting my bits up.
Who are misses?
That's good job. We'll just shut off your camera then.
I'd just like to say thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions or get involved, please contact us either on Twitter at Seal Podcast, email us at sealpodcast@gmail.com, or join us on our Discord server. A link is pinned on Twitter. We have a YouTube and Twitch channels.
Hang on. Sorry to interrupt and get you out of your flow. It's also in the show notes now, I noticed. Well done, Fraser.
What is in the show notes?
The link to the Discord.
Ah.
Oh. Okay.
Fraser did his work. Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Fucking must have done because no one else did.
I will add that to my little outro. We have a YouTube and Twitch channels which we upload and stream to as regularly as we can. And that's it from me.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, then. Thank you very much. Thanks to everyone who's listening. I'm sorry I didn't check the Twitch. I don't know if we had any interaction on Twitch.
Pilch was in. I've not seen it. No one else has chatted, put it that way. So
okay, no problem.
We are sad losers broadcasting to nobody.
Hooray!
We've had lurkers, just no chatters.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, boys. It's good fun time as always. I look forward to next week. And until then, we'll catch you all later.
See you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.